So I wanted to talk about today is the afterlife and what I know about it. What I know about heaven. It's not the heaven I'm talking about is actually not called heaven. It's called something else, but I don't know what it's called. We call it the Bardo, but I don't know the real name of it. And I'm going to be talking about that and the transition from death to life to death, and basically how all that works. So the actual Bardo, I call it the Bardo. Again, that's not the name of it. It's essentially a heaven for all religions and all species and everything. It's just like a common place where everybody goes. Unlike heaven, which is specifically for Christians, it's really dicey. Like, there's heaven that where specifically Christians go to, and it's a specific way. And then there's the Bardo where, like, other people go. And a lot of people from heaven will transfer to the Bardo because the Bardo is just dope. I don't know if heaven is as cool as the Bardo is, but the Bardo is awesome. So, if you have, like, loved ones that's passed on, it probably will be in the Bardo. So where does the Bardo exist? There's the Earth realm, which is a dimension or a space. I'll say it's a space that's parallel with Earthlings. So they lay on top of each other, and ghosts can interact with different things here and touch things and move things and do different things with it. We can also get to that dimension through dreaming, astral planing, listening to music, or like kind of listening to music, but stuff like that, things that associate with using your mind very intensely, will get you to the Bardo pretty easily. Now, I want to admit before I go further that this is my experience with it, so yours may be completely different, and that's totally valid. The afterlife is quite huge. It's, as you can imagine, it's space and time in itself. So it's not like there's only a small percentage of it and we all have the same theory. Like, each person who's talked about the afterlife is slightly different than the other. So what is the Bardo? What do you do in the Bardo? Now, I visited the Bardo in my dreams. I think more than one person does this because I've met people in my dreams that say they're from Earth. It's basically a city, a very big city. Not even a city, it's just like a bunch of landmarks of people with higher art and higher fashion and higher intelligence. This realm is extremely beyond our time. Our magic is their science, so they're able to do a lot of things that we don't even really understand, and they have technology that it would take millions of years to be able to recreate. And again, for them, it's a science. So it's a cure, it's like magic, but there is science. So it's like, that's just the rules of the land and how things kind of work over there. And it's actually quite, like, some people die and they'll go into a waiting room. And then they'll have to stay in the waiting room until they're seen. There's a lot of the Bardo that's kind of like that. It's very, like, modern in that respect. It's not quite so, like, they kind of picture it to where you go to the gates of heaven, they talk to you for a little bit, and then you go into heaven. It's not really what it is. The process is very detailed, and I don't think there is a single human being that's ever gone through each stage and then come back. Because once you get past a certain point, you're just dead. There's no way to, like, come back to your living body. I could be wrong. If you have stories of people who are able to get to the very end and still be revived, let me know. Yeah, it's a place of high fashion and high art. It's pretty fucking dope, dude. Their video games are awesome. Everybody plays video games. Everybody's poly. Everybody's extremely gay. Which I know is shocking, but they just don't care about that kind of thing. There's such high culture, they don't care about that. They don't really care if you're like a guy or a girl or They really don't care. It's not like The Good Place. If you've ever seen The Good Place, when they get to heaven, it's kind of dystopian because everything becomes meaningless in The Good Place. But Bardo is not like that. They're constantly developing and constantly coming with new technology in the Bardo, so you always have something to experiment with. You always have things to try. It's not like knowledge just sort of ends and then you learn all the knowledge and that's it. It keeps going, keeps developing, and they create new things every single day. So you never really get bored, which has always been a fear of mine, because I don't want to go to heaven and then it just be like, you get sick of it, like, oh, my worst nightmare. But they told me it's not like that. You're constantly meeting people. It's a constant journey. Sorry, my sibling was trying to sleep and asked me to do this at a different time. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I guess the question is, it's like, what is in the Bardo? I know there's a school that more than one person goes to. I think I've met more than one person who's talked about this school that's in the Bardo. There's this shopping center that apparently a lot of people go to. And there's a library and there's like a few other things. Yeah, like people from Earth can visit. So that's pretty interesting. Now I wanted to talk about how we transition to death, because Michelle and I both work as, I guess, kind of like reapers for spirits, which because what you can do is you can try and earn money here to be saved in the afterlife. I don't know how money really works in the afterlife, because I know it's not capitalism. Their government is like something completely different, if you even consider it a government. So I don't know how money plays into things, but you can make money here that gets transferred to the Bardo. So what my sibling and I would do was that we would help people transition from the physical realm to the afterlife. And how it would basically go is that there was like there's 7 phases, there might be more, where you basically transfer from your physical body to the metaphysical world. And you go through several trials, like talk to you about your life. They kind of test you and see, because like a big reason why spirits stay behind and don't go to the afterlife, it's because of the things they own on Earth. Like they have a difficult time separating from the items they've cultivated over the years. You have to leave all your material possessions at Earth. It's just a big part of transitioning. I don't really know why to do this. Like I don't know why we can't just get the items that are here and put them in the Bardo. I don't know how it works. I know that's probably too complicated, but I don't know why we have to leave that part of us behind. If you have any idea why we have to do that, leave it in the comments. So that's basically the transition of that. Everybody has like a similar idea of what happens when you die based off close to death situations, where they experience and say that the afterlife is time is facing itself, which is true. I still don't understand how that works. I tried asking and kind of getting to the bottom of like trying to get to the bottom of how there's not linear time. Because I thought maybe it would be like Witch the Wardrobe, where we have linear time here, you go to a different place, a different realm, and you come back and it's as if nothing happened. That's what I thought, but they've told me that's not the case. Apparently it's too complicated to kind of explain. The people that give you a house, like a place to live and a job and all that, are going to be your relatives. Unless you're like me and have made connections in the afterlife. Like I know the person that's going to be transitioning me from my physical form to metaphysical form is going to be Sultra. But that's because I've made a relationship with Sultra, so he knows to do that. But most likely it's going to be your family who have a home for you already and have everything planned for when you transition. Because transitioning is very hard. It's very overwhelming. And I'm sure you can imagine that. Like you're used to this world, the way this world is, and then a snap of your fingers, you're in a completely different reality. So it's just like takes a while for the body to adjust and for you to be like adjust to your surroundings. So they kind of slowly transition you to it. They also transition you because there's like aliens in the afterlife, because they all go to the same place. So you can explore different worlds and different cultures. It's really cool. But the human brain has a hard time functioning by being aliens and being okay with aliens, so they slowly transition you to seeing that kind of thing. Or sometimes you don't ever transition to seeing that kind of thing. Sometimes ghosts just have a human form or whatever and just talk to you in that form. The other question is, what is the meaning of life? If you go to the afterlife, you will learn what the meaning of life is. I think some people have been told what that is because they've had near-death experiences and come back. But it's hard to decipher, mostly because you understand everything when you die. They tell you everything when you die. And that's never been shared as to exactly what the purpose of life is. There's been theories that we're in a simulation of some kind. There's even been tests to see if we're in a simulation. There's an idea that we're organic robots, which I've been told that that I was a robot in my sleep once. Like I was like between waking up and going to sleep, and there's like an angel in my room calling me a robot. I don't know, but so there's like different ideas of what exactly we are and how we fit into all the dimensions. It's complicated. For whatever reason, that's all I can think of for the afterlife. If you have specific questions of like what the afterlife is like, leave it in the comments. I'm sure you have a completely different experience of what the afterlife is. So I'm prepared for comments like, oh, I didn't deal with any of this. And I'd be like, yeah. It's different for everybody. It's like not a singular experience. So if you have your own experience or you have questions, let me know in the comments.